Hey man, y'all see who it is, bro? We back with another one, gang. We back with another one, bro. Um, this episode gonna be a little bit longer, but we just want to get into releasing the things that no longer serve us. You know what I'm saying? Letting go of the past, bro. I feel like that's essential in your self growth. We all have things that hurt us in the past. We all got things we got going on. So, I really hope y'all enjoy this episode. We gonna have way longer videos now. I don't even like doing 10-minute videos, bro. I want to get into like real good content, bro. Raw content. This is gonna be unedited raw footage. Me and my dog Jay, man. So, really hope y'all enjoy it, bro. Bro. But just to get things started to talk about the past, really, it was more so of seeing the same things happen in my life that I wanted to change. I didn't want to see that anymore. And obviously, a lot of these things are out of our control, but there's some things that aren't in our control. And I'm just using girls for example, bro. When I would talk to these different girls, when I would talk to these different people, you know what I'm saying? I experienced kind of the same reactions from them, kind of the same. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to break some patterns. Sorry, I know that lady just walked by. I just wanted to release these patterns. I wanted to just change something, but living in the past, it can be tough, though. It can definitely be tough, but we just have to do the things that we can to move past those things. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's all right to. It definitely sounds cliche, but I think it's all right to definitely, you know, observe what was going on in the past in your present
No,
time.
for sure.
But I can't be a hypocrite when I'm about to say this, but you can't let it sit there too long and let it linger, because then it starts to affect your daily life. Um, you can't really function on a mind that thinks in the past too much, because then you don't really move on, and you don't really find yourself in the patterns that you're in with the mistakes that you're making. You tend to just kind of let it flow, and you know it becomes normal. But to a weak mind, normal is okay, which is, it depends which way you want to go about it. But yeah, it's not really a healthy mindset to just get lost in the past, especially when it comes to whether it be relationships or people, or things that hold value. You think of it as a car, for example. You sell a car. I mean, that one person that gets his car sold, or whatever that car may be, may not look like the greatest anybody else, but he feels some type of way about it because of the memories, the things that come from that, which is, like I said, it's okay. But everybody got to let go eventually. However that process may be is different for everybody, but
What do you feel like one of your ways of letting go is? Like, I feel like every situation is different, though. Because, like you said, some things hold more deeper value.
of course.
So, yeah, I guess, like, what are some of your just little minor things? How do you let go of those little minor things? Because I feel like the little things, they eventually add up to the big things. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I would say definitely keeping myself busy. Keeping
For
myself
sure.
busy a lot of the time. I feel like your worst enemy is not having anything on your mind, or not even anything on your mind, but necessarily like not really anything to keep you busy throughout the day. Because you start, being in your head is the most dangerous thing you could do when it comes to not really manifesting anything that has something good to put in your life. Um, you're just in a revolving door all day, and you're gonna be lazy. You're gonna want to lay down. You're not gonna want to do anything. Like, it just, like you said, it adds up. Like, little things add up to big things. You might lose a job. You don't care. Like, yeah, definitely staying busy is one of those. It's heavy for me.
I think
For
I
sure.
seen a quote earlier today. It was like, not a quote, but it was just a message. I think it was like, when you know you have a negative aspect in your mind, or you have a bad habit, or whatever the case may be, you want to replace it with action.
No, of course.
So I ain't gonna lie, he's not lying. You got to stay busy. You got to do something.
Yeah.
Something to rid of that bad habit. Something to, clear out some of that negativity. But negativity is inevitable, bro. Some of the negative thoughts that we do, it's all learned behavior, I feel. Because your mind is like a sponge. I feel like it's all learned behavior, and you can teach yourself to, interpret things a different way, to understand things in a different way, to put new things into your life, to learn how to perceive different things. And I know it might seem kind of complicated, but I'm trying to dumb it down to where, like, you can achieve anything if it's with the mind. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's deep, bro.
I think something I definitely to think in a broader aspect of that topic, really, something that I've kind of ran with for a minute now. The world would not be anything if it didn't have bad and good people, right?
Facts.
And to yourself, you have to understand a balance. So the things that happen to you, especially from past, people, friendships, relationships, whatever, you gotta. I feel it's hard to understand in the moment. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's hard to understand in the moment. But good people we need good people in the world to show bad people what it's like to have somebody, whether it cares about you or, wants to spend time with you or just, really values your time. For the bad people to be able to, change their ways around and be able to treat the next person good, or even come back to that person, explain to them, yada, yada. But the people that do bad things, hurt people and whatnot, good people wouldn't be as strong as they are if they didn't go through something like that, so they're aware after the fact, you know what I'm saying? And by bad people, I'm not saying bad people like as far as them, but I mean people who make bad decisions, and people who make good decisions go on a good road. You're gonna have one that steers you off road and one that helps you on the tracks.
And you do what you want with that information.
Exactly.
Everybody has their own perception of good and bad, but for sure, like, if you look back at all the things that happened to you, I think you can. Even you, I think we both can say for ourselves that if the things that didn't happen to us in the past, we wouldn't really be who we are today. You know what I'm saying? Even us through all the arguments, even if how minor, how major, we still needed that to happen to build that sort of connection, bro. And that's what I'm saying is going based off what he said too. It's not really bad to have negativity in your life, I guess. It's more of what you do with that. You know what I'm saying? Because like he said, it's inevitable. There needs to be some sort of balance. You can't have a bunch of good things and no bad things. Everybody we'd all be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We need some sort of, uniqueness to all of ourselves, and the world itself is unique, bro. So I don't know, I find it amazing how you can actually perceive in your own way. And when you have these bad things, bad is however you take it. You know what I'm saying? You can put that towards your life in any way. You can mold it into your life, and you can emerge as somebody, a completely different person.
Oh, of course. I feel like everything can be used as fuel.
For sure.
And it's about how you use the fuel. You know what I'm saying? A car wouldn't be a car if you put gas in it and it just went to something that didn't have nothing to do with it. It's just I always thought about it this way: is that I don't blame any family members for however I am at all, because at the end of the day,
As a person.
Yeah, as a person, of course, because I can't. You can't. You can be as mad as you want, but you can't blame somebody for doing something that, if someone hurts you, they're almost blind to the fact. I don't think people want to sit here and hurt people.
Exactly.
It's just not. That's not real, right? I mean, but they were shown something in previous times that they didn't get over. They didn't understand how to work their way around it. I mean, you're gonna be mad in the moment, but forgiving somebody is probably the top tier, one of the hardest things. But once you get it off your chest, like, you can. There's so many different moves after that, bro. Like, there's nothing. Like you said, there's nothing not like that you can't overcome. You know what I'm saying? But it's about what you do with it, like where you want to go from that. Because I mean, a lot of people think that, you know, this might be off topic, but a lot of people think that success is a choice.
Success is a choice. Some people are born into success, though. Some
True.
people are given success through opportunity. But in some cases, yeah, I feel like it can be a choice.
Yeah.
Because we have all the tools we need. So I ain't gonna lie.
Especially nowadays.
Exactly.
Like, you can do anything.
Anything.
Dude, like, people was, the factory jobs were big back then, you know, our grandparents, you know, like, they, you know, apartments, talking about $200-300 a month, like, you know, but you got to think about how much money they're making at that time to be able to do that, right? I don't, you know, looking at how our relatives look at how life was back then compared to what it is now, you can't blame them for their beliefs because they went through whatever they went through to feel, you know what I'm saying?
And they was raised different.
Exactly.
The times they went through was different. I can't even be mad at them for, you know, getting mad at me for something I'm doing right now. I can't because, you know, we have two completely different mindsets on things. We was
Outlooks,
raised different.
values, like
Exactly.
everything. I don't really think, I don't know, I feel like the more, you know, at the same time, I feel like you need to have conversations like this, but at the same time, you need to be able to, like I said, balance, you know. Sometimes, you know, keeping your mind busy and, you know, every so once in a while, everybody's going to intake different information differently. Some people get overloaded, some people, you know, need an abundance, some people need a middle. And, I don't know, you got to be able to read yourself, and then after after you become comfortable with yourself, be able to read the room, you know who's around you, you know, like, be able to ignore somebody when they make you, you know, that something's gonna make you irritated, or, you know, how you respond to people, dude.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You gotta be able to.
Dude, you can't let everybody into like your space, your energy. Like if the moment you give your reaction to somebody, I feel like that's when they win. The moment you give your reaction to that situation, that's when you let that situation win. That's when you let that situation take over you, take over your mind. You start making impulsive decisions, impulsive emotional decisions based on temporary feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's big. I ain't gonna lie, he woke me up with that one, bro.
That's real. I'm just being honest, cause like I struggle with that, but at the same time, I know the reason why I struggle with that, you know. And you can only work on something, you know. You're not gonna snap into something.
And do one thing,
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden you forgot about everything. It don't work like that.
Realizing is the first step. That's one of the biggest steps, is realizing, you know, what your issue is, and then you evaluate. You know what I'm saying? I think that being able to overcome something in a fast period of time is a very big skill. But I think people who care a lot about people also, that kind of just let themselves keep getting hurt, probably the people that get hit the most when it comes to things like that, because it's almost like somebody does something to you and you love them, and, you know, you don't even see their bad part in the situation because, you know, you care about them, but they don't care really about, you know, your situation or whatever you have, you know. I don't know, it's one of those things where people are gonna be people, bro.
And hurt people gonna hurt people.
Exactly. 100%.
Unintentionally.
100%.
And I feel like in these situations, your self-love has to be stronger than your wanting to be loved. If that makes sense.
No, you can't love somebody if you don't love yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not possible. I think you're gonna run into the same door that you went into the last 5 times before you know.
Yeah, and you'll find yourself in these cycles, and with all these different people, and even situations, like you said, jobs, and I'm trying to, even in school, whoever watching this in school, wherever you at, you might run into the same repeated cycles. But I feel like it's really, you know, how much do you want to work on yourself to get yourself out of these situations? And some do hold a lot of value in our lives. You know what I'm saying? We might have family issues, and those might hit you in a different way than, you know, getting an F on a test in school. You know what I'm saying? It's two different situations, but one can hold more value. But I watched this dude, and he says things like, you know, we are not the mind. And when I think of it, we are a soul in a body. Mm-hmm. You know, we learned everything that we know how to do. We have learned. You know, and we can unlearn these different things. We can. Uh-oh. Yeah, they locked that one.
Sound like they don't got no bushes in that. It's a little tough. It's a little hard.
Well, yeah, man, we can. Yeah, he says we are not the mind. We are not our body, you know, but we do have the understanding that we are in this body. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, you can watch your thoughts. You can sit there and not say anything, but you can see what comes into your mind. And it was kind of I was like yeah, I can watch my thoughts. And that's just one thing that helped me release the past is, you know what, I'm not the situation anymore. I'm not that thing that hurt me. You know, I'm not in the same place that thing hurt me. So I like just take deep breaths, you know what I'm saying? And I just like to let that thing pass. And over time, I feel that eventually it goes away.
But can you control your thoughts?
You can't necessarily control what you're always thinking. Mm-hmm. Our mind is racing all the time.
Especially if you doing something you're not supposed to do or something just happening. I'll be honest, bro. The mind is so scary, but it's so strong at the same time. But I feel like the body without a mind is the most vulnerable thing ever. If you really think about it, because a lot of people that get in trouble don't think before something happens, right? So like if you don't really put I mean, you know, like I probably won't say it again, kind of cliche, but I mean, having a good head on your shoulders, bro, like, can get you far in life. And common sense is rare nowadays. So like, I mean, how you're able to process something before you really get into a situation probably would have saved so many people's lives, you know. But so many people are, you know, they get deceived with, you know, my uncle told me one thing, like, recently, that I honestly, it irritates me to hear, but at the same time, it's like, excitement can kill you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the urge to do whatever you want to do can kill you. You know, I feel like a lot of the time, people get excited for things that give them a lot of interest, mm-hmm. But a lot of the, you know, not even a lot of the time, just majority of modern day, a lot of what people get excited for, they shouldn't be getting excited for. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that I mean, like, these few examples, you know, people, you know, I've been, you know, the type of person listening to, you know, some horror music, right? But it don't make you want to do nothing but just go out and crash out. Like,
you like take on that energy of the song or the lyrics.
Man, and it just completely changes like, you could have been doing the dishes. You go upstairs and turn that on, and it's a whole different world upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, for sure.
That is crazy.
But would you say the body without the mind?
Yeah, like, how do you, I don't know, I feel like if you think of it like this, like, if I were to walk through that door without thinking what was going to be in this room, I wouldn't have been ready for whatever was going to be, you know?
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
If I didn't process before I walked into that door right now, right? I could have, something could have fell on me. The TV could have been blaring, like, you know, just anything, right? Someone was in here, I would have walked into something. You know, people aren't cognizant of what's going on, right? I feel like a lot of people don't use their head nowadays, but at the same time, I mean, you can't be scared to take a chance on something.
For sure.
You know, but it's about, you know, everybody has a different ending. Nobody knows each other's fate. You know, you have to take the path that feels good to you.
Exactly.
You know, and however that may be is how that may be.
Our paths are not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching this video, your path is not going to be the same as our path. We have different destinies. Mm-hmm. We have different goals we have to achieve. We have different morals. But at the end of the day, I feel like we all just want to get better, though, at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the most important thing. But I feel like what he said, having a good head on your shoulders, it's big, and you're confronted with these different situations, happy situations. How are you gonna act? If you come into a situation where somebody is really hostile towards you, how are you going to react? You know what I'm saying? And if you come into a situation where somebody's crashing out on you, how are you going to react? There's a time and place for you to use your mind and everything. But I kind of feel as so within as without. You know what I'm saying? How I am as a person, it will be expressed in my reality and outside. So I try really hard to practice that. You probably like practice what? I don't even know what to call it. I guess my natural being.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I try to just stay calm, stay at peace, and what I don't even know, what would you say you desired? Like what would, to be at peace? Is that your goal?
I think
To be
that's
at peace?
I feel like that's any goal in life. I think peace is top tier. Cause I'll be honest, peace. I feel like peace can heal everything. Peace is, if you're at peace with yourself, man, nothing bothers you.
Yeah.
Because you know who you got at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? At the end of that ride, when all them wheels fall off, the door hinges break, you're going to be in that person in that seat more than anybody else, Nobody knows what happens after this. What I mean, some people, whatever your religion or, what you believe in. But, as people who stand on, this planet, whatever you want it to be, circles, spheres, rectangle, you have to really, sometimes you got to take things for what they are. And don't really let anything hinder what you have going, because at the end of the day, it really came into reality with me now. Probably because I'm a lot more, clear to think about things, because I just be by myself all the time. But you at your own person are the only person that can change what's going to, what you want for the future or what you want to build up for whatever. Like, I can't stress it enough that, we only get one life, bro.
We only get one life.
And don't let what somebody judges you make a decision that you don't want. Whether that be bad or good, whatever you want to experience, because you're gonna get the repercussions or the values that come for whatever you want to do. But you gotta live. Like there's nothing worse than being a person that just doesn't feel like they can live their own life. You're holding everybody else's opinions and their whatever they may tell you or what they may do, you're holding that like up to you as if that's what you got to reach or this is something but it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
And you'll start to realize, like, people, we never know what other people are thinking. We can only see them as how we see them in our mind. So, you know what, releasing all those opinions of other people, like he said, and just stop worrying about what they think. Stop worrying about, or try your best to express how you feel in the moment. Try your best to set healthy boundaries. Things like that will allow you to live in that life where you're at peace. And these different people who you come across, once you set this boundary, whoever crosses it, that's not meant to be in your life. And what you do with that, that's how you might end up doing more damage to yourself that needs to be done.
That's strong, because that teaches avoidance, and avoiding isn't a bad thing. And sometimes it can be a bad thing if you're avoiding, whatever it may be, your problems or whatever they are, But dodging a bullet is real, and not physically, but like dodging something that shouldn't have happened is real.
It's not meant for you, bro.
Man.
But sometimes we need this thing to happen to show us the way, to show us the peaceful path, bro.
Things we can handle, things we can't handle, things that drive us crazy, things that give us complete happiness. It's being happy is cool, right? But if you're happy and you don't really have anything going for yourself, a lot of people like that. You know, I mean, I think that's definitely a play that you can put in the book. I mean, not everybody is really as lucky to be happy and not really have to do anything.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
honestly.
to be able to just do whatever you want to be happy. I mean, some people are blessed like that. Some
Yeah,
people are
some
just
people
born
got
into
it
that
like
lifestyle,
that.
and you can't be wrong. What they got?
Nah, I just gotta walk. I think she shut the door on us, bro. But yeah, some people just blessed like that, bro.
Yeah, I feel like growing up in school, dude, it was more like I feel like I had a lot more. What's the word? Like, I held like the what's the word? Like, not a grudge, maybe a grudge, or I felt some type of way about that because it was like, why do they get all this, you know? But
For sure, though.
you could think about the same thing as people who don't, have a dad. Like, you're either gonna learn from that you don't want that to happen to you, or you're gonna do the same thing over again. Whatever you may take with that, going right back to what you take from, information and how you extrude that,
And everybody's path, like we said, everybody's path is different. But dude, when we see these kids, bro, and it's not like we're judging them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they hold some sort of negative place in our heart. It was just like, it was kind of just a eye opener. It was kind of a realization that, you know what, we just gotta go out and get it. We, we're different. Not different in a bad way. We're actually different. Me and Jay are different. You are different. Your path that you need to take is different. And I think we all need these realizations. I'm not saying I hope something bad happens to you. I just think that it's important for you to take it upon yourself to, write your own story. The past doesn't define you. You have the pencil in your hand.
At all times.
You can't drive a car by looking in the rearview windshield, bro. You can, but you can't, though.
Yeah. Eventually something's gonna be in front.
Bro, you might crash that
Something might be in front.
Yeah, bro. That's all.
Honestly, I mean, the world's a really scary place right now with all the stuff that's going on. But I think something that I hold very strongly to me, bro, is that if I'm gonna be sitting here scared of outside because of what outside has going on, I mean, and like I said, my granny told me this, bro, and I'll hold this in my grave, dude. If your time is now 3 months, 6 years, a decade, that's your fate, right? You gotta still live, like, you're gonna form your own opinion into whatever you think is right, but you gotta go out and do what you gotta do, or if you can stay inside and do what you gotta do, regardless. Everybody's different, but you gotta if you really wanna be able to achieve whatever you want, you gotta put your name out there. You gotta release that all the potential that you have inside. You have to release that. You have to put it towards something. You gotta chase it, literally.
Somehow, whatever your form is,
you gotta chase that.
Bro.
And you can't be scared either, because the people that are the most successful or the most happy or whatever their goal was at the end of the day,
They took action.
And it wasn't free. They had to work. Dude, they had to put some real pain into their craft. Like nothing. And that's why I feel like a lot of people look at these people as if like, oh, they're just rich, or, they're just happy because you don't know what they went through to get that.
Exactly.
How you gonna sit here and, judge somebody you have no clue about,
And I feel like that's fair. That now I understand that, I got older. They set their kids up for success. That might be why some of these kids, they got it like that.
You can't blame them, bro.
I can't even blame you. Because you know
you
what?
do the same thing for yours.
Right. So, I mean, we write our own story.
Yeah.
Write our own story. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Easy. Off the muscle. Off the muscle.
Bro, no, this is what we do though. We have real genuine conversations, man. I mean, I don't know if you got anything else to say, but
Save it for another time.
no, bro, you know, we're gonna try to have Jay on here more often. I'm gonna link his channel and everything in the description. Y'all go show him some love, bro.
Appreciate y'all.
Whenever y'all got the chance, go show my boy some love, man. Yeah, just being more authentic, more consistent, you know, and just grinding, bro. We on this path, the peaceful path, bro. Keep grinding. I love y'all boys. Y'all be smooth.